An essential step in preventing human illness with pathogens that can cause enteric illness is to maintain good personal hygiene. From a farm safety standpoint, this means frequent hand washing, especially after contacting animals. Mouth contact with livestock should be avoided as their hair may be contaminated with feces. Another basic prevention step is to wear the appropriate personal protective equipment when handling animals or animal tissues. Finally, it is important to keep equipment clean to prevent it from becoming a fomite that can transmit disease, and keep animals in a clean environment to decrease the amount of enteric pathogens animals and people are exposed to. Personal hygiene is an important component of preventing illness due to enteric pathogens. Frequent hand washing is important, especially after contacting animals. Hands should be washed with soap and water for 20 seconds. It is ideal to have hand washing facilities with warm running water, soap, and clean towels located near animal contact areas as pictured here. Post signs to remind people to wash their hands after handling animals. Be sure to check soap and towel supplies often. Personal protective equipment is one way to create a barrier between people and enteric disease agents. Gloves should be worn when working with sick animals or those that you are unaware of their health status. Wearing gloves does not replace good hand washing habits, so remember to wash hands in warm water and soap after removing gloves. In addition, remember that dirty gloves can be as bad as dirty hands in spreading disease, so changing gloves on a routine or periodic basis may be appropriate. Other good prevention practices include wearing clean coveralls and clean boots or shoe covers. Boots should be scrubbed clean before leaving the property in order to decrease the likelihood of disease spread to people or other farms. You may also want to consider decreasing the possibility of spreading disease by maintaining laundry facilities on the farm so that coveralls or other on-farm clothes worn by employees are not taken off the farm to be cleaned. Many outbreaks of salmonella have been traced to young poultry, as poultry are a known reservoir for salmonella. All people should wash their hands with soap and water for 20 seconds after handling poultry or touching their enclosures. Children especially should not snuggle or kiss poultry, as they are one of the more susceptible groups for getting ill from enteric zoonotic pathogens. Don't eat or drink around poultry or their enclosures, as foodstuff might get contaminated. Also, don't clean enclosures or equipment used for live poultry in food preparation areas or bathrooms, as fecal material from these items might contaminate surfaces. Poultry, eggs, and meat are sources of zoonotic enteric pathogens. Poultry are frequent sources of Salmonella and Campylobacter, while raw meat can be a source of E. coli. People who handle raw poultry, eggs, and meat should wash their hands immediately after contact to decrease the chance of infecting other foodstuffs during preparation. Raw poultry, eggs, and meat should be cooked thoroughly. The best way to make sure raw meats have been cooked thoroughly is by using a meat thermometer to check internal temperatures. Raw or unpasteurized milk should not be consumed by people, especially children, since they are very susceptible to illness. Milk only needs to be heated for 15 seconds at 161 degrees Fahrenheit to become pasteurized. If not pasteurized, raw milk can contain a variety of enteric zoonotic pathogens, including Salmonella, Campylobacter, and E. coli. Raw milk accounted for almost 1,000 illnesses between 2007 and 2012. It is also important to keep milk and other dairy products at 40 degrees Fahrenheit or cooler. People using recreational water should be careful to avoid swallowing recreational water, as it may contain pathogens. Hikers, campers, and backpackers should treat and filter water that they drink from outdoor sources. Useful strategies include boiling water for 1 minute, filtration, and disinfection with chlorine or iodine. Multiple strategies might be needed for some of the harder to kill pathogens.